this solo. So introduce the guest, man.
Hey, we got Dr. Eddie Connor, man. How you doing, man?
Wonderful, brothers. Wonderful. Glad to be with y'all.
Okay.
Wonderful, brothers. Glad to be with y'all.
We happy to be. We happy that you're here. So this is the
What up,
Connected
dog?
Experience, man. And what we do with the Connected Experience, well, one of the things we do is we like to connect our audience with people who we think are just generally dope people. You got a great publicist. She reached out. We've been in contact, and we haven't even had guests on in a long time.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And we was like, well, we just gonna make him our first guest back to when we speak to guests, because this probably like our 320 episode. We've been doing this since 2017.
Oh, congrats.
And for the most part, it was guest based because we just like to hear about dope individuals, you know, and that's from any walk of life. And then we said, but we dope individuals, so we got to just have some episodes. So we just went on the run with no guests, and you our first guest back, bro.
Oh, man, it's an honor. It's an honor. And it's a credit to y'all consistency. 300 of anything plus.
Yeah.
As long as it ain't days in jail, that is a credit consistency.
Yeah. So I went over your bio, and it was a whole lot of interesting stuff in there, like back to back to back to back. But the thing that stuck out the most to me is like you really from Kingston, Jamaica, man. So like let's talk about like really growing up in Jamaica, because like we in Southfield or Oak Park, that's a long way from Kingston, Jamaica, man. So how was that experience growing up there?
Yeah, real ting man, Jamaica, no problem. Yeah.
And before you get into that, so this is what's crazy, right? So at the beginning of March, I weighed 207 pounds, right? And but my brother had already slimmed down, and we twins, obviously. But a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? I'm about to go on a run. My goal 170, and I was like, all they eat curry goat. Jamaican curry goat on my birthday. So that's my goal. That's my prize for getting to the goal. Yeah. Jamaican curry goat, red beans and rice and cabbage.
Come on,
that's
man.
what I'm having for dinner on my birthday. So for you being from Kingston, Jamaica, just walk us through that about Jamaica, period. Like the good side that people may not highlight.
Yeah, that's a celebratory meal right there too. I mean, Jamaica's an island of 3.8 million people, and still, more so British government related, but it's a beautiful island of beautiful people. I mean, we got the hood here, they got the hut. You know what I'm saying? It's in some of the depraved areas, but there's a lot of great, scenic places. The McReals, the Ocho Rios, or whatever. But I grew up in Kingston. Kingston's a very tough city.
That's the capital, right?
Yeah, it's the capital. Yeah, capital Kingston. Marcus Garvey, up you might you race of people, you arise if you will, it's based upon your will. And so there's a lot of people who are there who, yes, are struggling, but just have a belief to never give up. Like me, I come from that Jamaica hustle mindset. So I got like 5, 6, 7, 8 jobs.
Yeah, right. So how did y'all end up in the United States?
Well, my parents were, prior to their divorce, they were missionaries to the island of Jamaica. Okay. So that's what brought us there in the first place, coming from here to the...
So your parents from America,
yeah,
and then went to Jamaica to do missionary work, and then that's how you are from Jamaica.
Yeah, my mom's from here, my father's from the island, from Jamaica.
Okay.
And so, I had the accent back in the day, got teased for when I came back here, was playing soccer, as they say, football over there, went to the schools over there. They wanted to double promote me when I came back here, because the education system's so far advanced than the American system.
And then I heard with their education system, it's like you ranked, like you either the best all the way down to the worst, and everybody know it, right? Is that how it go?
Well, a little bit of that.
That gotta be tough for a kid, man. Not really, because that's life. Yeah.
And that should give you the inspiration to know, like, if you do what you're supposed to do, you could be number one.
Right. So, like, what was your age range of actually being over there?
Yeah, I was there from about 4 to 7.
4 to 7, and then when you came back to the States, where did you come to?
Right back to the D.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Detroit, so came right back to Detroit, and back in school, and being a kid like everybody else. So we ain't playing no soccer over here. Playing basketball.
Now, So talk about the culture shock of being a 7-year-old and coming home and it seeming like you in a foreign country. That had to be a big culture shock.
Yeah, it was a shock going, and it was a shock coming, because the world had changed to a certain degree, and I'm with a different peer group. It was more so having to try to dumb yourself down. Because you're a smart kid. You didn't realize how smart you are, because you in a school system with just brilliant kids.
Right.
Not saying that kids here aren't brilliant, but I was.
They
were going to double promote me.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know, my mom saying, "Hey, no. Rather than double promote you, we're gonna keep you with your peer group."
And I think that
And
was a smart
yeah,
decision because when
yeah,
you put somebody 2 grades ahead,
yeah,
that's
right,
a big difference. That's a
Yeah.
13-year-old in the 10th grade, and a 13-year-old shouldn't be in the 10th grade.
Unless you're
right,
being homeschooled.
Yeah,
right,
around
Yeah.
them people.
right.
So when you get back, you see that the culture is different. And what gave you the foresight to just want to dumb yourself down though? Like that's kind of like a disservice now that we look back. But
Yeah.
like, what made like you were that much more advanced than your peers?
Yeah, you know, it's everybody. You want to fit in. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Well, most people.
yeah,
Right.
most people, especially as a kid. You know, identity crisis is everything. And you know, I was playing basketball. I was running cross countries, you know, sprints or whatever the case may be. But I even picked up violin.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And violin ain't really the coolest instrument, you know, to
It
be
can get
playing
you
as
to
a black
fast
boy.
too, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so we always looked at things a little different, right? So that's an instrument that I want my daughter to play.
Uh-huh.
I got like a 12-year-old daughter. I got a 12 and a 7, but my 12-year-old, like early on, we saw like, yo, this little girl like is brilliant.
Yeah.
You feel what I mean? And I think those type of string instruments bring even more of that out. But she the same way. She like, I don't really know, but I told her like that violin will take you further than any sport you can play. That violin will get you to any college you want to go to, and it's gonna be because a lot of black girls can play basketball. A lot of black girls can play baseball, but it's like when you get to shrinking it down, who can play the? How many people played the violin that you knew personally?
Very few. And generally it was girls who were playing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And just like you said, it could take you farther. I could have been probably Juilliard School of Music, Berkeley School of Music,
Yeah.
hip hop violinist.
Yeah.
You know, but I allowed people to tell me, nah, that you don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Ain't what's supposed to be done in the community, in the hood, and the culture.
Right.
And they told him to pick up a beat machine.
Right.
So
I switched to play trumpet, and my lips was on fire, man. So
So now that you discovering that you know, you more advanced or whatever, but you want to fit in, like what are some of the obstacles you face from that, like hiding basically your intelligence, you know what I'm saying, playing dumb, you know what I'm saying, because the reason I'm asking because a lot of black males play dumb, you know what I'm saying, even the people they playing dumb because it wasn't cool. I don't know how cool it was because me and my brother, we were like problematic, but like we always got all A's and B's. So like we was in high school and we get suspended for a week for fighting, but I got all A's. So it don't that week.
So we can coast. You know,
You know what I'm saying. So like now that you look back, and hindsight is 2020, but like now, what type of advice would you give your younger self about with those situations?
The fact that your greatness is in your uniqueness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You always fit in. It's easy to fit in, but sometimes you don't even fit when you try to fit in.
Yeah.
It's better to be a standout.
And that's what I do private event photography. So I really never post because like I try to give my clients like, you know, this stuff not gonna end up all over the internet. So last night I was doing like a murder mystery and it was for charity and I had never been to one. So I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this guy walked up to me. He said, "Man, I just found out today that this was like an '80s theme party, like in the car on the way here. Like, I look crazy. Like everybody." I said, "No, really, you standing out though. Everybody go think you somebody because you not dressed like this."
Right.
That was like at the beginning of the thing. It was like open bar, so people get trashed, right? And he walked back up to me before we left, like, "See, man, you were right," because like it was interactive. So some of the people in the audience were like involved, and he was like, everybody thought that I was involved in the show because I wasn't dressed like everybody in the '80s. So that just was like confirmation that your uniqueness is how you stand out. That's how you shine bright. So that's good, a good thing for the children and just grown men and women who struggling to find out what they should be doing right now, because that struggle never leave you. Because, like, for example, if you dumbed yourself down for 15 years, I don't know, what's your age range?
25, 45.
Right, so if you dumbed yourself down for 15 years of that, when you finally, like, it clicked, then you go be struggling, like, am I still dumbing myself down? Should I be in these places? Should I be in these spaces? And it's like, just from the jump, like I tell my kids, be who you are. I'm going to always love you for that.
Yeah.
But as soon as I see you not being who you are, that's when we gonna have a conflict because I know you don't want to do that, or I know like just be you, and I think more people should adopt that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So when you started to adopt that, did you feel better about yourself?
Yeah, I did. Probably just had my growth spurt, so to speak. mentally and psychologically and all that in college.
Yeah.
I went to Eastern Michigan University. And
Oh, you went to Eastern?
Yeah.
You an alum?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my wife went to Eastern.
Oh,
She
word.
an alum. My homeboy Curve, he an alum. They both teach now, but I mean, my partner Ashley Terry, we went to elementary and high school together. He an alum. He doing great things in the education space. So like Eastern Michigan put out a lot of great educators, and I used to work in MC. I used to work at Puff Ridge for a long time.
Oh, no,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been up there.
Yeah.
So that was a place where I started to grow. I had to be my own man. I had to stand on my own 2 feet. Coming out of high school, only had like a 2.6 first semester. In college, I had a 3.7.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So personal responsibility, maturity, developing who I was, and learning about my masculinity and all that, my identity, and being able to say, all right, I'm here to lead and succeed and actually make something of myself. I wasn't trying to go back home and live in my mama's basement.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that became the driving force to say, all right, a lot of people doubted me. I had my battle with cancer as a kid.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
as
gonna
a
get
kid,
into that
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Also.
See, I didn't know that was as a kid.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that because that's kind of.
Now, I got a question before we actually get into that. So you came back to the States with just your mom. Your dad stayed in Jamaica.
Both of them were there. They didn't divorce till I was about 12 when they came back to the States.
Oh, so okay. Yeah. So when do you start battling the cancer? Is this pre-divorce or is this
Post-divorce, 3 years after, 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So take us through that day, like what like when I think of like diagnosis, right? Because only you know if your body don't feel right, and it's like finally I have to go check this out. Like, what made you even go? Like, what was going on in you? You like, I just don't feel right.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going. I was ignoring the signs. And a lot of times, especially as black men, we ain't trying to go to the doctor.
And you young, you a kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
As
a
a kid, yeah.
So this could be part of growing. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot that go on with just being that young, having to go through something like that. So what was the breaking point since you weren't what were you noticing in your body that you should have been going and you weren't going by the time you found out? Like what was going on with your body? Like you just said, I gotta go.
Yeah, I was having chest pains and, trying to be a tough guy and tough mentality. Pain is weakness leaving the body. Don't cry. Hide your emotions type of thing. And I was having these terrible chest pains. I was over at my friend's house, and I'd been probably sleeping in class a couple weeks straight. Just tired.
Yeah.
And I make a joke. I say I love school. My favorite 2 classes school were gym and lunch.
Yeah.
Chase the girls in gym, sit down, eat with them lunch. And I'm over at his house watching a football game. Can't breathe by halftime. Felt like somebody stabbed me in my chest. His mother takes me to the hospital. My mother meets me at the hospital. Doctors swirling around everywhere, nurses. They think it's a punctured lung.
Oh, okay.
So they take me to another hospital, do a CT scan of the chest, and then they take me to surgery immediately, cut me open, see my cells in my body growing so fast with the naked eye. They can see them growing with the naked eye around my heart, my trachea, my esophagus, my voice box.
They're watching the cells grow.
They can see it. Yeah, it was that aggressive. It was stage 4 cancer immediately.
Yeah.
And so I didn't realize I had stage 4 cancer in my body. I'm dealing with these chest pains like, I ain't gonna tell nobody about it. And I almost died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so chemo, radiation for 2 years. My own father didn't visit me one day in the hospital.
2 years straight.
2 years straight. 5 days a week. Out of school my sophomore year.
Yeah.
The type of pain, spinal taps, where you put a needle into your back, man, and they're trying to get spinal fluid out of it to test it. Trying to kill off the bad cells.
Yeah, now something interesting you said. You said your father didn't visit you once in the hospital. Do you think it's because of the way that Jamaican men are? He just felt like maybe embarrassed that was his son, or like have y'all spoke about this now?
And when he say that about Jamaican men, it is a stereotype about Jamaican men, like that people like
super tough,
super tough, non-caring, hella children. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I'm not saying that. I don't even know
no
Jamaican men, so personally, so I wouldn't know if if the stereotype is anywhere near true. But like, what was that going on in him that he couldn't? Are you his only child? Like, are you the oldest?
Me and my brother, were 2 of us.
So he just dispelled that part of the stereotype.
So
yes, but like, why didn't he come? Or I mean, you wouldn't know that unless you asked him. Have you ever had that conversation?
Yeah, we had that conversation years and years ago.
Okay.
I had to forgive him before expecting an apology from him, because I was bitter for many years.
Oh, definitely. Like, I'm on my deathbed. You ain't even came to see me once.
Absolutely. And he apologized to me. He said, there's just some things going on with me and my mother and him at the time, and he just, he felt he just didn't fit in the space and place to be able to do it. So, I just let it
I
go.
can actually see where that could make sense in somebody's head. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, as a man, and then you already just got divorced. There's still a lot going on, a lot of adjusting. I could see in somebody's head where that would make sense. Like,
And
it,
then I can see in somebody in your head how that probably didn't make sense.
yeah, no, I'm just saying I
Yeah,
could
for sure.
like from both aspects
Yeah,
because
yeah, from both
like
ends, yeah.
I had a real treacherous. I mean, my relationship with my dad was like wasn't the best, but then I had found out some information that made me like forget all of that, like never even look at that the same. So, but I only got that information from looking at it from both perspectives, like my perspective and his as the child who going through whatever. You want your dad there, you know
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
But as the man who might have to come and disrupt everything that's going on, this might be worse. This might throw him into something else because I'm not getting along with the mother or the
Yeah.
tension there or the stress. And then just overall, it got to be like heartbreaking to see your son or your child go through that, like that part too. So I could see that might have did like way more harm than good to his mental space, like or yours. He could have came and shook everything up because 2 years.
And then I always think when people have terminal illnesses, it's the will in the person,
Yeah,
and outside forces can hurt that will. I had